Hey, y'all good lookins. Welcome to Tangled in Tennessee. I'm your host, Vanessa Mcgee, and I'm here for you on Tuesdays. Here we deep dive into haunting, mysterious, and sometimes downright chilling tales of Tennessee's past. So if you like true crime, history, mystery, country music, or Appalachian folklore, you might want to consider liking and subscribing and listen to me on Spotify. So you guys, welcome to season 2. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, season 1, I was trying, okay? It was my first attempt, and getting on camera, it's not easy, you guys. But I'm here, and thank you for tuning in if you are. Woo, slow down. So today's episode is The Bleeding Virgin at Trinity Church. So you guys, have you ever watched Interview with the Vampire, the TV series? So they cried blood. And when I seen that there is a place in Tennessee that the Virgin Mary cries blood, I had to see what it was about. So tonight I'm going to take you to somewhere that has been sealed off for decades, a place where the Virgin Mary weeps blood, the candles burn without flames, and whispers in the trees might be just the last sounds you hear on earth. This story is of the Trinity Church. So let's begin. I got a new chair, so I like to the church on Hollow Bend Road. There is no sign for it, no name on a map, but if you take the Hollow Bend Road past where the gravel turns into dirt and keep going, you'll find it, or it'll find you. Trinity Church was built in 1896 by settlers who believed the land there was blessed, sacred even. But in 1974, the doors were closed for good. No fire, no scandal, just silence. The windows are shattered, the floors are split open by roots, and yet through it all, one thing remains untouched: the statue. The Virgin Mary carved of white marble, arms out, eyes towards the heavens. Every October, after just the first frost, she cries. And not just tears, not of oil, tears of blood. Some call it a miracle, others call it a warning. Thick, dark, warm to the touch. Some call it a miracle, others call it a warning. At first, people thought it was a prank, like maybe rust, paint, a hoax to scare teenagers, but no one ever caught someone in the act of putting blood on the Virgin Mary's eyes. And the blood didn't smear like paint, it clung. And then there came disappearances. The disappearances. So it started in October of 1981. A local girl named Melinda Carlton. Oh, I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, she was 17 and she was dared by her friends to go into the church after dark. She went in, but she never came out. There was no body, no signs of a struggle, no blood, just her footprints in the dust, leading to the altar, and then there was nothing. 1 week later, hunters found a scorched circle in the woods behind the church. Melted candles, animal bones, symbols carved deep into the dirt, and the tree trunk had something etched on it: Mary bleeds for the black sun. No one in town could say what that meant, but it wasn't just Melinda that disappeared. Over the next 2 years, 4 more people went missing. They were all seen near Trinity Church around the same time in October. And locals started whispering one word: Satanist. And this time they were right. In 1983, deputies raided the church remains and arrested a group calling themselves the Children of the Veil. They had been performing rituals, cutting themselves, sacrificing small animals, chanting around the statue of Mary. They believed it was a gate between the worlds, that Mary wasn't crying out of sorrow, but like summoning something. And they called her the mother of the bleeding door. The statue was the key and the blood was the price. Still with me? Don't blink. The lockdown. So after the arrest of the Satanists, the county sealed off Trinity Church. They chained the doors, they boarded the windows, covered the statue with a black tarp, and nailed it down. And still, the blood came. Every October, like clockwork, no matter what they tried, Mary still cried blood after the first frost. Locals reported of iron in the air, strange sounds echoing from the woods. One farmer said that he saw red streaks dripping down from the steps of the church, though no one had been inside the church for months. By 1986, the county gave up and they stopped patrolling. They let nature take back the church. But the church didn't stay empty. Because the teenagers, you know how teenagers are, teenagers dared each other like a thrill-seeking moment to break in And most of them came out, but a few of them didn't. And one of them was a girl named Sarah. She snuck into the church with her friends in 2003 with a flashlight in her hand. They were laughing, taking pictures, wanting to show their friends, and they went inside the church. But as they approached the altar, Sarah said something had changed. The air had got real thick, heavy. Her flashlight started flickering, and then she saw the statue. The tarp was gone, and Mary's eyes were weeping blood, thick, fresh blood running down the cheeks of the statue's face. And behind her, a hand came through the wall. Not of stone, not of flesh, something in between. So you guys, it's like the interview with a vampire again. Now we're going back to who was it, Aaliyah, when she was Queen of the Damned, and she was the hot statue and came alive. I would come alive for Lestat too, though, but not the one in that movie, Sam Reed. That Lestat. He's so good looking. So Sarah ran and she never looked back, but one of her friends didn't make it out. His name was Tommy, and no one ever found him. He went into the church with a group. No one ever found him. To this day, the church still stands. It is half buried between vines, rotting inside, and every October, like clockwork after the first frost, Mary still cries blood. There are new carvings that are in the trees, and the old ones have been X'd out. So nobody knows if anyone has went into the church lately. I'm sure they have stories like that, because I'm like, oh, I want to go see it. But no one knows if the gate has ever been opened since 2003. But whatever is behind it, it's still watching. And it's waiting. So if you ever find yourself deep in the woods near the hollow bend, if you ever hear the wind whispering your name, do not follow it. Don't pray. And whatever you do, don't look at Mary's eyes. And if you do, you will see something looking back at you, and it won't be human. So what do you think? So I'm not going to lie, you guys. I am so intrigued to go and just go down the road to see if the church is there, but I ain't going up in that. But I just want to know. So that's the teenager side that still lives in you. But yeah. So what do you think? Would you go there? Let me know in the comments. So what are your thoughts? Do you think it's real? Do you think that Mary still cries blood? Why is she crying blood? I mean, that's crazy, right? I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. So until then, stay safe, stay curious, and brush some tangles out of your hair, girl. Bye, y'all.